Well, this is important because this is one of the oldest inhabited. So this is 7,500 years ago. So that's like 5,000 something BC until only 190 years ago. So 190 years ago is when they kicked all the Indians out of this area. And when they kicked them out, so that's the period that they can accurately date this whole village site. Like this whole thing, La Jolla Village is one of the biggest Kumeyaay sites. And the reason why it doesn't say Kumeyaay on this plaque here is because, and this is getting into like academic and politics and that kind of stuff now, which I don't really care for this side of it, but the schools, UCSD, UCLA, Berkeley, when they acknowledge a most likely descendant in archaeology or Native American site monitoring, it's called a most likely descendant. And when they acknowledge a most likely descendant, then they have to, by law, give you back any remains. They have to give you back remains. It's a law. It's NAGPRA. It's the Native American Graves Protection Act. And by law, they have to give us back any bones that are found as soon as they find the most likely descendant. Well, here in La Jolla is the oldest known remains in our whole region, and he's 12,000 years old, and they call him the La Jolla Man. Well, if they called him the Kumeyaay Man, then legally they would have to give him back to the Kumeyaay Nation, and we would have to put his bones to rest again. And the organization that's in charge of doing that's called the Kumeyaay Cultural Repatriation Committee, and they have successfully brought back a lot of our people to rest. But they've been fighting the California, I want to say it's a UC system.
UC Regents.
We're fighting them in court, and because they won't acknowledge that this is our ancestor, and these people are ancestors. Because if they do, then they'll have to give back the remains of this man, the La Jolla Man, who's 12,000 years old, and then they won't be able to study it for science. And they wanna study it for science, and so to them it's more important for them to study it than to give it back to the Kumeyaay so we can put the La Jolla Man to rest. Or they have a name for him, and our people have a name for him, and I can't think of it right now. But so this is one of the oldest sites around. The La Jolla Man's one of the oldest known throughout. I want to say like there's only a few in North America that are older than the La Jolla Man, but don't quote me on that because I can't remember. It's been years ago since I was on the board for KCRC, for Kumeyaay Cultural Repatriation Committee, and we were fighting this fight at that time, and it's still going on today because there's sites like this all over, you know, our people just all over the country. And so that's one really important field to get into if you guys are thinking about what you want to go to college for and everything. Archaeology